Welcome to my channel. I hope that you are all doing well today. Today's video, I will be reading facts about animals. I'm going to start off with more so pets, and then I'm going to move more into wildlife animals. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy. First, I'm going to start off with facts about dogs. The first fact about dogs is dogs' noses are wet to help them absorb chemicals. Have you ever wondered why dogs' noses are almost always wet? It's because this helps them absorb scent chemicals. Dogs' noses secrete a special mucus that helps absorb these chemicals, at which point dogs lick their noses to sample them, helping them understand the smell. I don't have a puppy or a dog, so I really wouldn't know. Another fact: Newfoundland dogs are the ultimate dog lifeguards because they have water resistant coats and webbed feet. They can also swim for unusually long distances, even while pulling a would be drowning victim to safety. This makes sense because Newfoundlands were once bred as working dogs for fishermen and were relied upon to rescue people from drowning. As a result, today many Newfoundland owners have had their dog try to rescue them while they're simply going for a swim in a pool or a lake. Newfoundland lands are hardly the only dogs who enjoy being in and around water. Other water dogs include the Labrador Retriever, the Standard Poodle, the English Setter, and the rare but beloved American Water Spaniel. Dogs can see some colors. Many people believe dogs are colorblind, but that's not true. Although the vast spectrum of colors that human beings enjoy goes well beyond what a dog can see, they do see certain colors. In the case of dogs, their retinas only contain the types of cones in their retinas responsible for seeing the colors blue and yellow. Don't feel too bad for your dog, however. Although the range of colors they can see is limited, dogs have an advantage over people when it comes to how many rods they have in their retinas. This means they are far more adept than we are at seeing in dark conditions. There's only 15 of these facts right here, and right now I'm on the fourth one, so just to kind of give you an update on where I'm at right now. So the fourth fact is dogs are either right or left pawed. This one might surprise you. According to a recent study, dogs can be right or left pawed, just like humans. This study tested 17,000 dogs by giving them a food retrieval task consisting of a treat and a piece of dog food placed in a tube. The dog would then be observed as they reached with their paw to pull it out. This study reported 74% of dogs showed a clear preference for using one paw over the other, and the remaining 26% seemed to use both paws equally. Further, among the dogs who seemed to have a preference, 58.3% of dogs were right-handed, while 41.7% were left-handed. When it comes to people, approximately 90% are right-handed, with 10% being left-handed and a minuscule 1% being ambidextrous. I'm actually right-handed. So the next fact, it says a bloodhound's sense of smell can be used as evidence in court. How's this for some interesting dog breed information? A trained bloodhound's sense of smell is so spot on that it can be admitted as evidence in a court of law. Perhaps it's because bloodhounds can follow tracks over 300 hours old and can stay on a scent trail for over 130 miles. Wow. Dogs have a unique way of sweating. Dogs regulate their body heat by panting. On a hot day or after an invigorating game of fetch, panting and maybe laying on a shaded area helps your dog take a minute to cool off. Dogs also sweat, just not in the way humans do. While you'll never need to help your dog mop the sweat off their brow, dogs do sweat through their paws. You read that right. Dogs have merocrine and apocrine glands. I'm not sure if I said that correctly. Merocrine glands found within dogs' paw pads are responsible for activating sweat to help your dog stay cool on hot days or during physical exertion. While technically considered sweat glands, apocrine glands release pheromones and give each dog their unique scent to allow other dogs to identify them. Basenji dogs don't bark, they yodel. This is the next fact. If you thought all dogs barked, you might be surprised to learn otherwise. Basenjis don't bark, but instead are known to yodel, whine, and even occasionally let out a scream as a means of communicating. Their barkless traits have earned them a nickname, the African barkless dog. So the eighth fact is a greyhound could beat a cheetah in a long distance race. You knew greyhounds were lightning fast, but did you know a greyhound could beat a cheetah in a race? According to Psychology Today, greyhounds are excellent long distance runners who can keep up a speed of 35 miles per hour for up to 7 miles. Cheetahs, meanwhile, are incredibly fast but can only keep their speed up for around 200 to 300 yards. Even if they got a running start, the cheetah would soon be surpassed by a greyhound. The next fact is dogs have a powerful sense of smell. We've already covered bloodhounds and their incredible sense of smell, but even your average dog can pick up a sense that humans can't. Studies have shown dogs have around 300 million olfactory receptors in their noses, while humans have only about 6 million. As if that's not impressive enough, dogs also have a secondary system located in the brain for picking up scents known as the accessory olfactory system. This system picks up on pheromones, which are chemicals produced by animals to affect and influence the behavior of other animals. 10th fact is a dog's nose print is unique. Dog's nose print is unique to only them, just the way fingerprints are unique to us human beings. Number 11. 30% of Dalmatians are deaf in one ear. The Universal Federation of Animal Welfare states that on average around 30% of Dalmatians are deaf in one ear and 5% are deaf in both. This is due to something called the extreme Piebald gene. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Which is responsible for their white coat and blue eyes in some of them. Dalmatians with larger dark patches are less likely to be deaf. Number 12. Why dogs kick backward after doing their business? Does your dog kick backward after relieving themselves? Many people assume this is their dog's way of covering their feces with grass, dirt, sand, gravel, or whatever else they happen to be standing on. This is not the case. Dogs do this to mark their territory. Remember earlier we mentioned dogs have apocrine glands in their paw pads that release pheromones. This is one way they use them. While dogs often urinate to mark their territory, scrape behavior, which is the backyard kicking they do after the fact, is an even longer lasting way to leave their scent behind. Think of it as your dog's way of writing, "I was here," and adding an exclamation point. Chow chows and Sharpeis have black tongues. The Chow Chow and the Sharpei are the only two dog breeds with fluffy black tongues. Even more interesting, we don't know why this trait was bred into these dogs. Fact number 14. Dogs have 3 eyelids. Many dog owners are unaware of this interesting canine factoid, but did you know your 4-legged friend has 3 eyelids? They have their upper and lower eyelids, but they also have a 3rd eyelid underneath those known as the nictitating membrane. This membrane serves multiple functions, including clearing the cornea of any particles or debris, tear production, and acts as a lymph node to battle any potential infections. And the last fact for dogs is dogs engage in selfless acts of kindness. Last, but certainly not least, is this fun dog fact we probably already suspected. According to studies, dogs are one of the few animals who will do things for others, even if they know they won't personally benefit from it. No wonder humans and dogs have such an amazing bond. Okay, so that's a fact. Those are facts from one website about dogs. Okay, so let's read some facts about cats. The oldest known pet cat existed 9,500 years ago. 9,500 years ago. This interesting fact about cats is guaranteed to wow at your next dinner party. Okay? Did you know that originally it was thought that Egyptians domesticated the cat, but in 2004, French archaeologists discovered a 9,500-year-old cat grave in Cyprus. This makes the oldest known pet cat, and it predates the Egyptian art about cats by over 4,000 years. Cats spend 70% of their lives sleeping. If you thought cats spent a lot of their lives sleeping, you'd be right. According to Veterinary Hub, cats actually spend 70% of their lives sleeping, which works out to around 13 to 16 hours a day. Number 3. A cat was the mayor of an Alaskan town for 20 years. An orange tabby cat called Stubbs was the mayor of Talkeetna, a small town in Alaska, for 20 years. He had several uncontested elections, and although he didn't hold any legislative power, he was loved by locals and tourists alike. Fact number 4. The record for the longest cat ever is 48.5 inches. Domestic cats are usually considered to be quite small and dainty creatures. But did you know the world's longest cat was a Maine Coon called Stewie and was measured at 48.5 inches, whereas the record for the tallest cat belonged to Arcturus at a whopping 19.05 inches tall. Those are some big cats. The richest cat in the world had 7 million pounds. The richest cat in the world, according to Guinness World Records, is Blakey. When his millionaire owner passed away, he refused to recognize his family in his will and instead gave his 7 million pound fortune to Blakey. We can't believe that interesting cat. Okay, fact number 6. Cats walk like camels and giraffes. Have you ever noticed that cats walk like camels and giraffes? Their walking sequence is both right feet first, followed by both left feet, so they move half of their body forward at once. Camels and giraffes are the only other animals to walk this way. Don't believe us? Take a look at this video. There's a link or a video on this website that I'm not going to click right now, so we're going to move on to the next fact. Fact number 7. Isaac Newton invented the cat door. The scientist is most famous for calculated gravity, but it's also believed that Isaac Newton invented the cat door. How Stuff Works writes that when Newton was working on his experiments at the University of Cambridge, he was constantly interrupted by cats scratching at his door. So he called the Cambridge carpenter to saw 2 holes in the door, one for the mother cat and one for her kittens. Apparently, these holes can still be seen at the university today. The next fact. In 1963, a cat went to space. You've heard of monkeys and dogs in space, but did you know that a cat braved the great unknown too? On October 18th, 1963, Felicette, I don't know how to say this name, so we're gonna move on, also known as Astro Cat, was the first and only cat to go to space. I want to go to space. That would be nice. Ancient Egyptians would shave off their eyebrows when their cats died. According to Ancient History Encyclopedia, Herodotus wrote in 440 BC that when a pet cat died in ancient Egyptian times, the family members would shave off their eyebrows in mourning. Now that's an interesting fact. Number 10. House cats share 95.6% of their genetic makeup with tigers. This fact will really blow your mind. A study discovered that our little house cats share 95.6% of their genetic makeup with tigers. They also share a lot of the same behaviors such as scent and urine marking, prey stalking, and pouncing. Next fact. A house cat can reach speeds of up to 30 miles per hour. If you've watched your little kitty charging around a living room when they're feeling lively, you know that cats are pretty quick. But you won't believe this fact. They can hit speeds of around 30 miles per hour, which is so fast that they could beat Usain Bolt in a 200-meter dash. The next fact. The oldest cat in the world was 38 years old. The oldest cat to have ever lived was 38 years old and 3 days old when he passed away. Cream Puff, born on 3rd August 1967, lived until August 6, 2005. His owner, Jake Perry, also owned the previous oldest cat record holder, who passed away at the age of 34. And the last fact for cats is Didja the cat can perform 24 tricks in 1 minute. If you think cats can't do tricks, then you'll be shocked to learn this cat fact. The most tricks performed by a cat in 1 minute is 24. Didja completed a series of tricks from rolling over to even jumping a bar while on a skateboard. Interesting. I mean, to be kind of honest, this wasn't really my best set of facts, at least for cats. I guess that doesn't matter in my opinion, right? Facts are facts, it is what it is. So now we're going to move on to wildlife. 25 facts about elephants. Elephants, elephants, elephants. Elephants, elephants, elephants. So the first fact, elephants. Elephants can be described as either eating machines or manure manufacturers depending on their activity at the time. Number 2. Elephants may feed for up to 16 hours a day. In the wild, one animal can consume as much as 600 pounds of food in a single day, although 250 to 300 pounds is a more typical amount. Elephants digest their food with less than 50% efficiency. Elephant an elephant defecates from 12 to 15 times a day, totaling a daily quantity of 220 to 250 pounds. Properly equipped, a car could travel 20 miles on the amount of methane produced by one elephant in a single day. The next fact. Normal daily water consumption is about 25 to 50 gallons per animal, or 100 to 200 liters. An elephant's trunk can hold 2.5 gallons of water. Number 7. It is estimated that about 50,000 Asian elephants survive today. Number 8. Approximately 13,000 of the 50,000 surviving Asian elephants are maintained in human care in Asian countries. Number 9. Elephants have hair all over their bodies. Number 10. Elephants have eyelashes. Number 11. The African elephant is the largest living land mammal. Number 12. The elephant trunk serves as a nose, a hand, an extra foot, a signaling device, and a tool for gathering food, siphoning water, dusting, digging, and much more. Fact number 13. Only male Asian elephants have large tusks. Female Asian elephants have small tushes that rarely extend beyond their lip line. The tusks of elephants grow through their life. Tusks can weigh over 200 pounds each. Elephants don't drink with their trunks as if it were a straw, but instead use them as a glass holding the water and pouring it into their mouths. Elephants can swim, and they use their trunk to breathe like a snorkel in deep water. Elephants have a slow pulse of 27 pulses per minute, while a canary has 1,000. The elephant is the only animal that can't jump. Number 19. The elephant is pregnant for an average of 22 months. On average, baby elephants weigh 200 to 300 pounds at birth. The elephant is the national animal of Thailand. An elephant's tooth can weigh as much as 3 kilograms. The intestines of an elephant may be 19 meters in length, or more than 60 feet long. Elephants purr like cats do, as a means of communication. And the last fact about elephants is elephants have been known to learn more than 60 commands. So the next animal that I'm going to read facts about are zebras. Fact number 1. Zebra stripes are for defense. Those bold, contrasted black and white stripes are more than just a fashion statement. They serve a crucial purpose in the animal kingdom. Zebra stripes are believed to confuse predators, making it challenging to single out an individual from the herd. Additionally, they could help regulate the zebra's body temperature and act as a form of bug repellent. Fact number 2. There are 3 zebra species: plain zebra, mountain zebra, and Grevy zebra. Zebras are herbivorous mammals and members of the horse family. They share the genes Equus Equus, it's, it's spelled Equus. I don't know how to say that. With horses and the three groups being the only living members of the family Equidae. Tanzania is home to several zebra species, each with its own distinctive features and habitats. Stripes are nature's barcodes. Just like human fingerprints, no two zebras have the same stripe pattern. Researchers can identify individual zebras by studying their distinct patterns, which is an invaluable tool for conservation efforts. Scientists believe their stripes may have a social purpose and help zebra recognize each other. They communicate by vocalization. Zebras have an impressive repertoire of vocalizations and body language to communicate with each other. Whinnying, is it whinnying or whining? I think it's whinnying. Braying and even ear position convey information about danger, dominance, and other social cues. Zebras aren't picky eaters. Zebras are herbivores, primarily feeding on grasses and other vegetation. Their digestive systems are adapted to break down fibrous vegetation, enabling them to thrive in the grasslands of Tanzania. Their ability to graze on makes them essential components of the food web, as they help control the growth of vegetation and maintain the balance of their ecosystems. Number 7. They migrate like wild beasts. Just like the famous wild beast migration, zebras participate in mass migrations in Tanzania. They follow the seasonal rains in search of fresh grass and water. Zebras are highly adaptable and can be found in a variety of habitats, including grasslands, savannas, woodlands, and open plains. Zebras use their speed to escape danger. Zebras are vulnerable to predators like lions, hyenas, and leopards. They rely on their speed and agility to evade potential attackers. They can move at speeds of up to 40 miles per hour and possesses exceptional stamina, allowing them to run for extended periods. Additionally, they can deliver a powerful kick to keep predators away when being chased. A group is a dazzle. Zebras are social animals, often found in herds. However, groups of zebras can also be referred to as a zeal or a dazzle. A dazzle of zebras was coined in the early 1900s, referred to the visual impact of seeing a large group of zebras running. The word dazzle means to blind or confuse someone temporarily with light. And the last fact is they have great eyesight. Unlike their migrating companions, the wild beast zebras have excellent eyesight. They have eyes on the sides of its head, giving it a wide field of view. They are able to see well during the day and the night. And despite being monochrome themselves, zebras are able to see in full color. So, the next animal, sharks. So, I'm going to read 5 facts. 5 facts about sharks. The first fact is the earliest sharks date back to around 450 million years ago, meaning they were around millions of years before dinosaurs walked the earth. Perhaps the most formidable extinct ancestor of modern day sharks was the megalodon, an ancient version of the great white. It was around 20 meters long and weighed around 48 tons. The second fact, there are more than 500 species of shark, and just 3, the great white shark, bull shark, and tiger shark, are responsible for most reported attacks on humans. Such attacks are very rare. In fact, for every human killed by a shark, 2 million sharks are killed by humans, with a quarter of the world's shark species now at a risk of extinction. In fact, You're 75 times more likely to be killed by lightning than by a shark. Fact number 3. Sharks get through up to 30,000 teeth in a lifetime. They never stop generating new teeth, and their gums work like a conveyor belt. Teeth grow from the back and move forward when needed. So if a tooth breaks in the front row, there's always a row behind to replace it, and they get through a lot. The next fact, the sea isn't the only place sharks can be found, as a few species have the ability to venture into freshwater systems. In the Bahamas, South Africa, and Australia, bull sharks will travel up and down rivers. It takes a lot of energy for them to move between saltwater and freshwater, but being able to do so opens up a whole new set of prey for them. Meanwhile, the epaulet shark, which is found around coral reefs in New Guinea and Australia, can leave the sea by climbing out of the water at low tide, walking between tide pools to hunt stranded prey. And the last fact is these are far more sharks off the way they roll. He says there are far more sharks off the UK coast than people think, including larger species such as blue sharks and basking sharks. They are most often spotted around England, southwest coast, north of Ireland, and Scotland. Sharks are found in all of the world's major oceans, even in the Arctic, which is home to the Greenland shark. This remarkable fish is thought to live for up to 400 years, making it the longest living vertebrate known to science. And the last animal of the day is pandas. So the first fact here that I'm going to read about pandas is that it says, to make up for their inefficient digestion, pandas need to consume a comparatively large amount of food, from 70 to 100 pounds of bamboo each day to get all of their nutrients. The zoo's Department of Nutrition grows bamboo at the Smithsonian Conservation Biology Institute. It also cuts bamboo from 20 stands located in the greater Washington, D.C. area. In the past, the zoo accepted donations of bamboo from the public, but not anymore. A lot of science goes into feeding pandas and other animals. At the zoo, giant pandas eat specially formulated nutritious biscuits, carrots, sweet potatoes, and apples. Sweet potatoes are a favorite. On special occasions, such as birthdays, the pandas receive a huge frozen cake. Pandas' jaws are so strong they have a bite strength similar to that of a lion. Giant pandas reach breeding maturity between 4 and 8 years old. They can have offspring until their early 20s. Giant pandas are fertile for less than 3 days each year. Smithsonian scientists developed ways to predict that window of time to improve chances of pregnancy. Panda pregnancies last between 90 and 180 days, with an average pregnancy lasting 135 days. This wide variation of gestation occurs because the fertilized egg usually floats freely in the mother's uterus before it implants and begins developing. Although females may give birth to twins, usually only one cub survives. Giant panda mothers lick their cubs to help them urinate and defecate in their first weeks of life. Giant panda mothers gently pick up cubs with their mouths to move them. Giant panda mothers will breathe heavily on their cubs to keep them warm and humid. After giving birth, giant panda mothers don't eat for a very long time. Their focus during this time is nurturing and protecting their cubs, rather than eating. Scientists have observed giant panda mothers in the wild go as long as 1 month without eating or drinking. Giant panda cubs may stay with their mothers for up to 3 years before striking out on their own. This means that a wild female at best can produce young only every other year. And climate change threatens the giant panda's habitat. Everyone can help make a difference by using water and energy more efficiently. And that is the last fact for pandas. For right now, those are the animals that I decided to read facts on. So I hope that you found this a bit more relaxing in some way, that you enjoyed this video. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good night.